Welcome to Lewis & Clark. I'm going to be providing an overview of the Office of Student Accessibility, or OSA for short. OSA is the disability office for Lewis & Clark, and we serve all three campuses. The mission of our office is to support students with disabilities with accessing all types of disability-related accommodations, including academic and residential accommodations. We also help students if you encounter any issues with your accommodations, like consulting with faculty and staff, helping resolve disagreements about accommodations, helping you and your faculty figure out how to implement an accommodation, and so on. In our office, we have 4 professional staff members. Katie McFadden is the director of OSA. Rebecca Brooks and Stephanie Timey Mandel are both associate directors. Both Rebecca and Stephanie meet with students to help you set up, access, and use your accommodations each semester. Carolyn Thompson is OSA's administrative specialist. She oversees many operations in the office and coordinates exam accommodations for the undergraduate campus. OSA uses a software called Accommodate to manage a lot of our accommodation-related processes. With Accommodate, you have a homepage that you can go to and from which you can access most of the things you might need to access in order to manage and use your accommodations. Instructions for how to use Accommodate are available in written and video format and are available on our website. Now I'll give you an overview of the accommodations process. Your first step is to make an appointment and submit documentation via the intake form on our website. The intake form asks questions about you and what your needs are, and there's a spot at the bottom of it to upload any documentation you may have. By documentation, what we mean is paperwork from some sort of licensed medical or mental health provider who is qualified to diagnose and/or treat your condition. It's best if this documentation states what your diagnosis is, the impacts that diagnosis has on you specifically, and any recommendations they may have for accommodations. We look for current documentation, which means dated within the last 5 years or indicating an ongoing condition. If you have older, relevant documentation, submit it so that we can discuss it with you. We may ask that you obtain updated information in order to get a clear picture of your current abilities and challenges. If you don't have documentation, that's okay too. We don't want that to be a barrier to meeting with us. So please make an appointment with us anyway, and we'll discuss your situation. Your second step in the accommodations process is to make an appointment to meet with OSA. During that appointment, you and an OSA staff member will have an interactive discussion about your experience of disability and the barriers you experience in accessing your education, any past use of accommodations, what your current adaptive strategies or devices are, and anything else that is relevant to the discussion. We rely heavily on your narrative. You are our primary source of information because you are the expert on yourself, so please do come prepared to discuss these things. Those two pieces together, your narrative and your documentation, are what help us put together the most appropriate accommodation plan for you. Once your accommodations have been approved, you will then need to sign an accommodation agreement. This is an important step that sometimes gets missed. You'll be emailed an accommodation agreement through the Accommodate software, and you need to log in, review it, and sign it. This is an internal record between you and OSA that lists what accommodations you've been approved for and what your next steps are. This agreement is not shared with your faculty. Your accommodations are shared with your faculty during the next step, which is to do the semester request process in Accommodate. This process is where you notify your faculty, your program director, your clinical coordinator when applicable, and the associate dean of the grad school as to what your accommodations are. This is also a step that sometimes gets missed. Don't miss this step because this is the one where you officially activate your accommodations for the semester. This step also needs to be done every semester. You will also want to check your accommodation agreement for any other follow-up tasks that might be included. This might include things like how to request note-taking assistance, or use your exam accommodations, or request accessible classroom furniture. Instructions for these will be outlined in your agreement. Lastly, You are strongly encouraged to discuss what your accommodations will look like in each class with your professors. This is strongly recommended because it's likely that your accommodations will look different from class to class. Once you get to your field experience, some of your accommodations may change or not be applicable, and these things are really important to discuss with your faculty. So what we suggest is to email your faculty and ask to meet with them. During that meeting, ask them, how do you handle these accommodations in your class? Have a discussion about them ahead of time so that if something comes up, you and they have a plan for how to handle it. OSA can help with this process if you need. If you're not sure whether or not you need accommodations, you can always come and talk to us and we'll talk you through what's going on and help you figure out if pursuing disability-related accommodations is appropriate for you. Please don't ever feel like you have to be 100% sure that you need accommodations in order to meet with us, or that you have to have all of your documentation ready before you meet with us. You don't. But some guiding questions to consider would be, do you have a disability? So, do you have some sort of medical or mental health condition, or suspect that you have a medical or mental health condition that impacts your ability to perform major life activities in an educational setting? Major life activities include things like walking, seeing, speaking, hearing, eating, concentrating, learning, and caring for yourself. And do you think that you need some accommodations in order to help you mitigate those impacts and access the educational setting? If you think that might be true for you, meet with us. Accommodations are meant to provide equal access and level the playing field, and that's what we're here for. We're also confidential. We will not share with your classmates that you've come to see us. We will not share that you've come to see us with any faculty or staff either unless you give us permission to do so. We will also never share your diagnosis with anyone. Here's some more information about how to get in touch with us. The QR code you see here leads to the OSA website. Thank you for watching this video. We look forward to working with you.